Hey everybody, remember this channel has been shadow banned by YouTube for quite some time. So if you want to keep up with my hijinks or you just don't want to miss out on a chance to call me a slur when I say something stupid, make sure you subscribe to my channel and go over to my channel page and turn on notifications. There's a link in the upper corner of this video where you can do just that. I am a grown-ass man. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. Doesn't have to be gun related. Now, if you have car questions, I'd save those for later because we're going to do a car chat after this one. So if you want to stick around after this chat, we'll be transitioning to Gun Guys Talk Cars. So hold off on the gun or the car questions till then. But everything else, throw it my way. I'll try to answer everything. If there's something I can't answer, like it's a technical question, pay attention to the live chat. Someone in there will probably know the answer. So pay attention. Not only pay attention, but participate. Build a sense of community. That's why we do this every day. So people have a place to come for an hour a day, talk with like-minded individuals about common interests. You know, a lot of people don't have that in their day. You know, they don't have somebody to share conversation with that doesn't judge them for the things they believe in. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. As always, I like to start by reading any orders we've gotten over the last 24 hours, for merchandise. I'm not wearing any of my merchandise today, so I can't show it to you. In fact, I think I'm wearing the same shirt I wore yesterday because I put it back on to go work on my car, which is why it smells of goof off so bad in here. But like I said, I like to start off reading orders. We didn't get any orders today. We didn't sell a thing, not even a sticker. So don't have to read that. So we can move on. And before we move on, though, I want to remind everyone that if you want to help this channel out, if you want this channel to stay here, if you want this channel to be able to keep doing the things it does with TYMP. Oh, by the way, if you're a judge, I'm trying to get everything settled up from where I fricked everything up last month. And then I'll get you the entries in the next day or so. So keep your eyes open. We won't have long to vote once we get them out, probably like 3 days. So if you want to help the channel keep doing the things it does, help pets in need, help support veterans charities, vet charities, everything like that, or pet charities, feel free to go over to my webpage, tympistolproject.com. Over there, you can do a lot of things. You can make one-time donations through PayPal. You can become a Patreon member and support pets and vets. Get yourself some cool patches like the Deputy Patch and the Posse Patch, or maybe even the Mickey Mouse Mouse Guns Patch, or Mouse Gun Willie Patch, as I like to call it. Can't buy that one anywhere. Or you can join Subscribe Star and get yourself the patch series, the K9 unit patch series featuring my own dog Turnip. I'm going to try to do one with Django too. But go ahead and get yourself that if you would like that by going over there and signing up. Subscribe Star supports TYMP mostly, but there's one tier that supports pets and vets, and you get patch series with that. Also, you can just buy merchandise. There's a link over there to go to my Shopify store and buy whatever merch you want. We've got a design for everybody over there. Most of them, I think, are very humorous. Not all of them. Some of them are kind of dark, but that's only a couple. Most of them try to stay on the lighter side of things. So go on over there. I hand draw every one of them. They're my designs. I draw them up myself, send them off, get them printed, and then you buy them. So it's a little piece of artwork from me to you every time you buy one. So go on over, get yourself some merchandise, and help support the channel and help us maintain the things we do, help fight back against YouTube, which has actively been trying to get rid of us for a couple of years now, and now they've almost succeeded. The only thing stopping them is that we are all kind of stubborn. But we'll keep being stubborn as long as we can. With that being said, let's go to the questions. We got one here coming from Sweetie, who said, I don't get why you would even use a P320 as a duty gun, no safety, no trigger dingus. Well, that's what a lot of people want. They want something that as soon as you draw it out of the holster, you can pull the trigger. And also, once you do pull the trigger, it's crisp, it's clean, it's short, it's fast resetting, it's light, so that you can just, that's what people want. The only thing is, that's not what most people can handle. It's what they asked for, it's what they got, but it ain't what they can handle. I would never carry it, period. And of course, I don't even like carrying Glocks. They make me nervous, and they got the dingus. If I had to carry a Glock, someone asked me yesterday if I had to carry a striker fired gun, what would you carry? I'd probably carry a Glock, but I'd put that little safety on the back at Langdon Tactical Sales. I'd get me one of them. One of them there. All right, let's see if we got any other questions coming in. Let's go over here to the PayPal first. Also, I got to look over here, see if there's any emails I've missed so that we can get them in a minute. I see one here I need to show. Let me get it open before we get started. Where did it go? I saw it. There's the picture. I'll just show the picture. Let's get over here and do the questions first. What is today? Today is the 8th. So we got Officer Tater Hater paying his $2 tithe to Phil. And he said, I sent more emails. I should be working on my campaign. The bootlickers would hate it, especially Bubba's Big Weenie campaign ads. A lot of those I don't think you're going to get to put up flyers for or signs for. They think they'd be a little obscene. Sean Bain paid his $2 tithe to Phil. And everybody out there, pay your tithe to Phil. I'm challenging every single person watching. Go pay your tithe to Phil. It's used to help save the lives of animals in need. It goes to fund the Pets and Vets program. And I can promise, if you go pay your $2 tithe to Phil, you will not get Lyme disease. If in the next 24 hours you pay, or I'll say week, if you pay your tithe to Phil, the minimum $2, and you get Lyme disease, I will give you back that $2 out of my own pocket. So go on over. I challenge every one of you to not be a tightwad. Help a pet in need. Don't just keep being a freeloader. Everybody can afford $2. Go over and help Phil out and make it to where he don't give you Lyme disease. That's like 10 people just left because they got asked to do something. That just shows you what those people are. And you know that if you're one of the ones that gets offended when someone asks you to get involved with, then you know you're one of the people we're talking to. It's like people who get mad when you say something negative about something that's bad, and then they get mad. Well, then you must be that bad thing, or else you wouldn't be mad. But as I was saying, let's get back to the questions here. Should I go 9mm or keep my 38 Super in 1911? Well, you should throw away any 38 Super you got. Any guns you got in 38 Super, just throw them away. It's an un-American cartridge, and it's sacrilege, I think, to own it. So get rid of it. And then get yourself a true 1911, either in 45. Don't get a 9mm. There's no sense to 9mm 1911s. There's better guns to get a 9mm. But if you want a 1911, either go traditional and get 45 ACP, or go functional and get 10mm. Otherwise, you're just being a dumbass, I guess. So there's my feelings about it. Uncensored. That was Sean Bain, by the way, member of Team Beatus. Then we got Kevin Payton. He chimed in. He's actually the only person today got entries into the knife drawing, silver bullet drawing, and he got entries to the double super secret Bobcat giveaway, which I'm hoping to do a range test on the Bobcat tomorrow. If Caden would ever put my targets back up. Hail Phil for the Pets and Vets. Have you had a chance to shoot the new 32 HR revolvers or the 642? No, I haven't even seen one at a gun shop. Now, granted, I haven't been to a gun shop in a while. I've been kind of malaise, you know what I mean? I haven't wanted to go to the gun shop because I can't afford anything. So I don't want to go. So that's just the way it is. I haven't even, if you've sent me a message on Instagram or something like that lately, you're going to think I'm dead because I haven't responded to anything. I have been avoiding social media other than, stuff that's non-gun related, like wrestling videos and stuff. I've been avoiding all messages, like Messenger and Facebook and everything. I haven't even looked at them in weeks. And you know what? I feel better. Feel a little better. So now I'll probably start watching Instagram again. I started a little bit today. And I'm sure I'll feel bad again within a couple of days. That was Kevin Payton, by the way. But no, I haven't seen them, much less got to shoot them. I might buy one if I see one, because a little 6-shot 32 H&R would be a good replacement for my 360 PD I lost. I didn't lose it. I know where it's at. It's just not mine anymore. Jeffrey Vaughn chimed in, paid his $2 tithe to Phil, so he will not get Lyme disease, unlike a lot of the rest of you out there. All you got to do is use that link at the top of the chat window. Go donate $2. No Lyme disease. Comes with a money-back guarantee. What do you say? There's a variety of Magnum cartridges, 44, 41, 357, 327. When do they become too small to make sense? I've got the equivalent of a 277 Magnum carbine in the works, but I have realistic experiences. Well, I don't know, if it's 32 or bigger. I mean, even in like semi-automatic cartridges, that 32 NAA, even when they neck up the 25 caliber bullets to a bigger cartridge and give them a little more oomph, they become impressive in little guns. So, I mean, you can go pretty small. I wouldn't go 22 Magnum. Look how well that does. 17, So, I mean, I don't know how small is too small, but you can go pretty small, and Magnum still makes a difference. Adam says, did you already see the Task and Purpose article about the airman who was arrested for lying about the P320 shooting? I have. In fact, a couple of people sent me the article, Brandon Lawrence and a couple other people, but it had just come across my feed a little bit earlier. Actually, I was checking my phone to see if Goof Off was good for safe for paint finishes, just to be sure. And it came across my feed, and I was like, not surprising at all. For those of you who don't know, that's a perfect example of how people like to grab things and run with them and use false information and, false information they've heard from other people and apply it to a situation that's false in itself. Because the P320 did not go off on its own. They've arrested someone now for negligent homicide, lying on an official report, obstructing justice, etc. So one of his buddies was fucking with the gun and shot him, just like I said. I said, hey, how about before people start going, remember they started off with, it was sitting on the table and it went off. Those were the first articles you saw that people were sending to me. Then it was, he was taking it off and sitting it on the table and it went off, which is probably the full actual report. And then it's like, they've launched an investigation. They're stopping using the gun and all this other stuff. And I'm like, just because they do that don't mean nothing. That's what you do. You take every precaution. And with what's going on, a lot of people are going to take extra precaution. So in the end, turns out someone's fucking with the gun, shot someone, made up a story based on a lot of the lies going around, and then got caught. And the sad thing is, the truthful thing of it is, though, is he'll probably get more time and a more severe punishment for lying in an official report and obstructing justice than he will for the involuntary manslaughter. I would be willing to bet that if it had just been involuntary manslaughter, he would probably never served a day in jail. With the other two charges on top, he might do some jail time. And then we got Mad Dog also weighing in, says, does this count as the $2? Yeah, it counts to $2. It counts on. You don't get entries into drawings or anything through Facebook, through YouTube, because they steal the money. But it's the thought that counts when it's just $1 or something. So you probably won't get Lyme disease, but keep in mind, I might be totally wrong. Phil might call me on it, and you might end up with Lyme disease. So if you donate through PayPal or YouTube, I'm going to say no money backs through YouTube, because Phil might not accept that. It's got to be through the PayPal. And what's the smallest 357? You mean like smallest ever made, or because there's little 357 Derringers? Hell, I've seen a 357 pin gun before. It wouldn't be something I'd want to shoot, but I'd say the smallest usable 357 Magnum is probably the Smith & Wesson 360 PD. That's a great little gun and very small and light, and it's in 357 Magnum. All right, let me get back over here. Last one over here was Jeffrey Vaughn. Then we got Clinton Barella. You can stand under his Barella. No Lyme disease. Hail Phil. See, paid tithe. You don't get Lyme disease. And I also see you sent me the information for your silver bullet. Vampire Defense, Fortis Smith & Wesson. Okay. So that was Clinton Barella, who also let me know what he wanted for his silver bullet. Has anybody seen Gummy Wuzzle? Has he ever let me know what he wanted for his silver bullet? Did I ever send it to him? I don't know. I need to know from him because I forget, and I didn't. If I did, I didn't write it down. So I haven't marked his name out on my list. So need to know because I owe Gummy Wuzzle a silver bullet. Surely he wants his silver bullet. He just kind of disappeared. I hope he's not sick or in prison. I hope it's prison, not sick. I mean, you can get better from prison. You can get out. You can get better from being sick too, but come on, look at him. His age, he ain't going to get better. He's one missed step away from the grave or one missed pants leg. You know how like when you put your pants on, you miss? At his age, that's fatal. So I sit down on the side of the bed now to put my underwear on, my shoes on. It's just a better idea. Who did I just read? Clinton Barella. That's who I just read. Samuel Mance also paid his $2 tithe to Phil. See, some people are listening. They're paying their tithes to Phil. They will not get Lyme disease, and they will be covered by the money-back guarantee if they do for a full week. Rest of you out there, the other 100 people that haven't done it, well, it's probably 92 people that haven't done it. There's 96 people in here, and I've got at least 4 people paying their tithe to Phil. Well, no, at least 6 people when there's 100 in here, so or 8, and it's, you know what I'm saying. It's probably 92 people in here that ain't paid their tithe to Phil. If they get Lyme disease, they're on their own, and their chances of getting it are far larger now, far bigger because they didn't pay their tithe to Phil. He'll be handing out the Lyme disease. For Phil, I don't want Lyme disease. Well, I don't blame you. I don't want it either. I knew a person who had Lyme disease. It's not wonderful. She had it. She had all kinds of problems from it. Clint Harrison paid his $2 tithe to Phil. Challenge accepted. Hail Phil, Pets and Vets. You can also ask questions when you do it. I mean, it's fine to talk guns while you're preventing yourself from getting Lyme disease. You can also talk some gun talk. Who did I just read? That was Clint Harrison. Then we got Googly Goo. He said, local gun store gave me a discount today, so I thought I would throw some of that savings to my tithe. Googly Goo. That's what people should always do. Anytime they save money. Like if you've got money, you throw it in a change jar, save it up, give it to Phil. He'll save a puppy with it. You won't do nothing with it. You use it to buy some bubble gum or some baseball cards. Do people still buy baseball cards? I used to have baseball cards when I was a kid. I used to have a Pete Rose card that would have been worth some money now, but I don't know whatever happened to him. I think my grandfather threw them away. Per Gustafson chimed in and says, Yankee, why would Smith make new revolvers in 32 H&R Magnum and not in 327 Federal Magnum? What's your theory? I think Smith has made a revolver in 327 Magnum before, though. I think they have, but I think right now one of the main reasons is I think Ruger's doing the 327 mags. Is that right? Who's doing them mostly? Ruger. So it might be something for that, or maybe they've got a deal with promoting the H&R mags or something. It could be 1,000 different reasons. Maybe they think the harmonics are better from that round. The performance is better from that round in their guns. But I'd be willing to bet it's more something money related, like an endorsement or a discount or something. Something that's making Smith & Wesson money, chambering it in that round. Like, I don't know this for a fact, but there might be some manufacturers out there that say, hey, we make this specialty round. We don't sell a lot of it because there's no guns in it. Hey, Smith & Wesson, We'll pay you if you make guns in this. We'll give you a percentage of our sales. That could be a possibility. But like I say, I'm just spitballing because I don't know. But would that surprise anybody that they made deals like that? Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know about the rest of you. Don't surprise me. That was Per Gustafsson. Then Michael Santersola said, must be nice not to have to go to a gun range. It is. It's nice to be able to just go down back my property and shoot. Now, I can't shoot rifles down there. If I want to shoot rifles, I got to go out to the end of my driveway and drive over here to the other side of the hill. It takes like 5 minutes. In fact, I could ride my bicycle there in probably 5 minutes. But I don't have a bicycle, so no, I couldn't. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, it is nice. Get back to the point. Yes, it's very nice. I very much like it. That's one of the main reasons we moved out here. One of the main reasons. Jeffrey B. Son chimed in. And he paid his $2 tithe to Phil. No Lyme disease for him. I still think there's about 85 people out, or 88 people out there going to get Lyme disease. And don't come running to me after you get Lyme disease and then pay your tithe and act like we owe you. No, once you already get the Lyme disease, it takes quite a bit to get rid of it. I don't know what Peter DeBoner did, but I think he did enough that he finally got rid of the Lyme disease. Phil cured him, but I don't think that's a guarantee. To Phil and for pets and vets. Yes, Phil uses all the money for pets and vets. He doesn't have needs for anything. He has everything. I mean, he's got everything in his tentacles, literally. All of existence is inside the cosmic watermelon, and he's got that right there in his hands. So what is there that he could want? Huh? I can't think of anything that in existence he could want. Except to be loved. And then, you show him you love him by paying your $2 tithe to Phil, or more if you love him more than that. Ryan McFarland, and I'm really pushing here because we got to make sure we cover pets and vets this month. I'm broke. Always try to do what I can. I wish I could do more. Did you hear about the silencer shop filing a lawsuit about the NFA? Do you think it's silencers or them doing CYA? It's them doing damage control is what it is. And even though a lot of people still think it was the silencer, well, which one's the other one? Silencer Central or something that didn't know. It was Silencer Shop. I know there's a lot of people on payroll trying to convince people otherwise, but we know who it was. But hey, just doing anything is more than most people do. It's like I say, just everybody who watches my videos every day, just donate $2 a month to the Pets and Vets Fund. You know how many animals we could save every month? I mean, I know we can't save all of them, but that don't mean we shouldn't try. Most people, though, they won't give $2 for nothing. And I don't want to hear I can't afford $2 a month. If you can't afford $2 a month, well, then you're living in starvation already, and $2 ain't going to make you any more hungry. And I've seen a lot of you. You ain't starving. I ain't yet ran into one of my followers anywhere, and they were starving. They all look like they're eating pretty good. I got recognized at Costco. I was walking into Costco, and someone was getting in their car, and they yelled, "Yankee Marshall!" And I was like, "Hi." I never know what to say. So I always just go, "Hi. Hello." Because it usually takes you off guard. You're like, "Yeah, hello." I don't mind it. I mean, someone asked me that I was with there. They're like, "Does that bother you?" I was like, "No, don't bother me at all." It's like someone knows me and says hello. It doesn't bother me at all. It's when they come up to you, they start talking to you like you know each other. Don't introduce themselves. They just kind of like talk to you like they know each other. I'm like, I can't see you when you're watching my videos. But other than that, read this. Dolphins have figured out that pufferfish toxin gets them high, so they intentionally inflate and pass the fish around like a party drug. The dolphins is smart. Dolphins is so smart. All right, I think that's the last of the. Nope. We got someone else paying. A couple people paying their tithes here. Michael Dial Mikey D, he said, for a stab at another knife, Navy got a new sailor. Youngest son went to MEPS today, signed up his contract, took his oath. Why the Navy? Does he like dancing with Marines? Why not the Air Force? That's the easy one. The Navy and Air Force both are kind of like being in the military, but you're a lot less likely to drown in the Air Force than you are in the Navy. I don't like being in the open water too much. I did water survival training. It almost killed me. So I couldn't imagine being what the Navy people do. Well, I know what the Navy people do, but I don't like the water stuff in any aspect. But yeah, at least he's going off and serving. It's next, like I said, next best thing to the military, joining the Navy. And those Marines need somebody to dance with when they're on them ships. So he's serving a great cause. Yeah, I would go Air Force. I keep telling all my son's friends, go Air Force. Go Air Force. You don't usually see homeless people that got out of the Air Force. They get better training for more useful stuff. They're more demand in industry and stuff. So go Air Force. You see a lot of Army people homeless after they get out of the military. You see a lot of Marines homeless after they get out of the military. Not so much Navy or Air Force, because they get better training. They get better prepared for the world outside of the military. And it's more cushy. I mean, go to an Air Force base and check out the barracks. Oh no, you have to share a bathroom with a conjoined room. Oh, how awful. Let's see here. What about the Coast Guard? I don't think that counts as anything. I don't really know that the Coast Guard counts for anything. It's like being in the volunteer fire department. I'm not sure if it counts. I might be wrong, but I'm not sure. Navy at least counts. Hail Phil, watch out for ticks. Yes, people should watch out for ticks. Even if you pay your $2 tithe to Phil, I mean, have some dignity. Watch out for ticks. You know, I ain't never had a tick on me in years. We live up in the woods, and I don't think I've seen tick up here. None of the dogs have had them. So, yeah, not a lot of ticks up here. The dogs do take medication, that oral medication for ticks and fleas. So if one bites them, they die. So it'd be hard to know that we had ticks. But let's see here. Who was that? That was Luke. That was Paul Bidenbach. Lucas Imes chimed in also and said, D&D, Dunkley Osteus, and Dakota Raptor, I need to get to the range more. Life has gotten in the way. It's been several months since the last time. Now I'm anticipating recoil terribly and shooting low. Yeah, you got to stay in practice somewhat. I mean, you're not going to forget how to shoot. And anything you do forget, it'll come back to you quick. It's not like you're learning again for the first time or anything. So you'll be all right. Yeah, you should try to go at least every few months. You don't got to train every day. You're not in the fucking military or anything. But Clinton Harrison chimed in. Didn't he chime in once already? I believe the Smith & Wesson 32 H&Rs were commissioned by Lipsies. And I wonder why they wanted the 32 H&R. Was it a special deal with, it's like, whatever? They are, I do believe, Lipsies guns, like you said. Samuel White chimed in here, got him an entry into the double super secret Bobcat giveaway. Here's to Phil and the double super secret Bobcat giveaway. So he knew what he was doing. That was Samuel White. Now we got Christian Carlson. It's our final one here. And he said, buy me a 38 Super Commander. No. Also, what do you think of having two guns in one caliber? I got the water pump down, hopefully. He's fixing his water pump. Was it on a 4Runner or what was it on? It was a Toyota, I thought. It might have been a Tacoma. But what's he mean having two guns in one caliber? I mean, I've got like 10.9mm right there in the same platform, much less the same caliber. So I'm not really sure what he's asking me. I don't know. But like, okay, yes, good. I approve. I'll just say that. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Jacoby Villa says, I'm about to serve the rest of my life in public mental health as a psychotherapist. Air Force sounds good right about now. You could go into the Air Force with a psychology degree. See, my whole plan, I went military intelligence. Instead of going Air Force, I went military intelligence so I could go CID, which was deliberate. That's what I wanted to do. Then I was finished. Then I was going to finish my degree in psychology. I already had 2 years of college when I went in the military because I had 2 years of college by the time I graduated high school. So I wanted to go in, finish my degree in psychology, and then after working in military intelligence and CID, I could go CIA or FBI, not in like the field agent aspect, but is in like either the mental health aspect for the employees or an analyst for crime scenes, etc. So do interviews, because basically what I did as an MI was a lot of interviews. So it's what we call basically light interrogations. We call them interviews. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. But welcome to a life of low pay and garbage hours and all kinds of shit. People that piss you off constantly. Not just the clients, people you work with. Oh my God, if I had $1 for every time I wanted to punch some flower child woman in the face. Oh, we can't give them in. We have to, we got to love them and pet them and hug them and squeeze them. How about we teach them that there's consequences to their actions? Oh, no. What's more dangerous, ticks or talks? When you put them together, that's when they're dangerous. TikToks, those are dangerous. Well, for one, they're addictive. And two, I think China steals your information. They get like your code to your garage door opener or something. I don't know what it is they're getting, but they're getting something. Hail Phil, I am worried about the ghost of Gary this year for Halloween. I don't think he had a soul. I don't believe in souls. So he just dead. He just dead. Plus, if he is dead, where he's at, they don't let you take day passes. It's kind of a once you're in kind of a place, if you know what I mean. That was Johnny Mandrick, and I do believe that was the last of the super chats. Let's get back to the list here. Let me see if we got anything coming in over on what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh, the live chat. He's doing too many gummies before the chats. I don't know what's that about. Where can I buy a silver bullet for 357 Magnum for werewolf defense? Minuteman Ammo. Look up Minuteman Ammo LLC. Minuteman Ammo LLC. They sell them. You can get whatever you want over there. He's doing too many gummies. I haven't had any gummies for a long time. I'd like to try them mushroom gummies people talk about. It's supposed to be really relaxing, but then again, I'm like, nah, never. I don't want to give up. I'm too much of a control freak. I don't like to do drugs or anything. The only drug I do is caffeine, and I'm trying to wean myself off of that a little bit. Trying to wean myself down off the caffeine. Whatever, we know you don't shoot your guns. No, never. I don't ever shoot my guns. Why would I do that? And that was one I was going to show something here. Hold on 1 second. I want to show something. Just to show it. Where are my? Here we go. Let me see if I can find it. Is there a picture? Yeah, here's a picture. I just wanted to show right here. If you look at my range, if you look at the brace for the targets at my range, right here, That sure is a whole lot of wear on the bottom of that pole from lead splattering off the targets. It's not like I'm shooting this. It's just where lead splatters off targets and eats away the pole. Sure is a lot of damage on that pole down here. Look how eaten away that is. Must have termites, because that couldn't possibly be because we shoot the guns down there. Because you know that guy that's never met me and knows nothing about me knows far more about what I do every day than I do. Never understood people that are either that stupid or that conceited. That when I tell him I shoot my guns all the time, I have a range around my property. I go down there all the time. My son goes down there all the time. There's guns missing from my rack all the time, and that's because they're out being cleaned. Because I've taken them and shot them. People notice it during the chats and ask. But you somehow think you know better, even though you know nothing about me. You've never met me, never been to my house. All you've done is listen to other people talk about me who've never met me, don't know anything about me, who lie constantly to you. And even when I asked him, I was like, one of the points of the things I was pointing out when I was having a little feud with a couple of the gun tubers was that they were lying to people. And now we know for fact they were lying to you. All the stuff they told you never happened. All the stuff they said was going to happen never happened. The things they said had already happened turned out they never happened. So they lied to you constantly. And even when I called them out and said, hey, I'm actually here, and because I don't just talk about things, I go when I'm someplace I can go and see what's going on before I start condemning people for exercising their First Amendment rights. I'm here and I can tell you what's really happening. They doubled down, start attacking me. Mr. Guns and Gear even said, no way I'd come on your chat. You called me out. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the point. If you get called out, you come on to defend yourself where you realize you're wrong and you admit it. None of them would do it. They doubled down on their lies. Does it not bother you that they lied to you? That didn't bother him. It didn't bother him that they were lying to him, that they did lie to him, that they'll continue to lie to him. What bothered him was that, I made a joke about his weight or something. But that's what bothered him more than anything. All right, let's get back over here. What was I talking about? I don't have a lot of money, but I will open a bank account Monday and send you money. Well, you don't guys send me money if you don't have money. Most of this is joking around when we joke about people being deadbeats. Some people don't have the means to send money, and that's fine. If you want to say, I'm a firm believer in what you do and I want to support you, watch the videos. Thumb my videos up. Make sure you watch every one of them. Thumb them up. That's doing something. If you want to help out with TYMP, go buy some merch when you can afford it. If you want to help out with pets and vets, donate $2 a month. Because most people can afford $2 a month. A lot of people do a lot more than that. And they shouldn't have to. It's like if everybody just did $2 to $5 a month, we'd be helping animals left and right. We'd be funding the programs. We'd be doing TYMP. I wouldn't be sweating it over whether we're going to make the money this month. So if just more people did less, then the people that are doing more now wouldn't have to. If more people did less than they did, if more people did the minimum, nobody would have to do more than the minimum. But unfortunately, most people don't want to get involved. And it only matters if you can get involved and you don't. If you can't, that's fine. It's not fine, but it's just the way things are. How about the National Guard? Well, the National Guard spent more time fighting overseas lately than I think the Army has, especially during the Persian Gulf situation. So, yeah, they count, especially active reserves and stuff like that. So if he has a 38 Super, get another one. So he's got two. Nobody's got 38 Super but you. Nobody else wants 38 Super. Were there any intelligence in the military intelligence? Oh, yeah, a lot. There's very smart people in military intelligence. They join it to go into other things. That damage is just from animals gnawing on it. I don't know what would be gnawing on it. We don't have beavers up on the mountain. Muskrats, maybe. But they're just usually down there singing something, muskrat love. Must be muskrat love. They ain't got time to chew on. They're writing songs. They ain't got time to be chewing on wood beams. Trust me, I've been high 3 times. It's not worth it. You're never the same each time you get high on gummies. Not really. I never really. That's why I don't drink alcohol or do any marijuana or any of that stuff. I just don't. I do prescription drugs. That's what I'm on. I'm on prescriptions for my diabetes, for my high cholesterol, for my high blood pressure, and for my OCD. Yep, that's a lot of lead damage that your son and his friends did, unless you're saying that you're that bad a shot that you hit the wood. It's not from hitting the wood. It's because there's metal plates hanging right there. When it hits, the lead splatters and it goes up and it damages the top rail. So it gets a lot, and that's the center target right there. So that gets a lot of damage above it. That's why you can make the top rail easy to replace. So last time you went shooting, you got your ass handed to you by a werewolf right off of your own deck. That's hearsay and slander. I slipped off the deck. That was it. You would drive hundreds of miles to get a new dog, but not a new car. Well, I would drive hundreds of miles to get a new car and a new dog. I've done that, but I wouldn't do it for the insurance's sake. I'm not going to do it because they said so they can save a few dollars. Hell, I would drive to Las Vegas and pick up a car and drive back. I've made arrangements to do that before. I got a problem with that. I'll fly somewhere by a car, drive it back from California if I had to. Yeah, that is the damn muskrats and porcupines. Those damn bastards chewed on my river cabin. Porcupines, well, we have porcupines up here. Edward Corstein, aka Big Balls from Doge, was kicked in his little balls during a recent unprovoked attack. Yeah, why would you call him Big Balls? Those guys ain't got no balls. Maybe we could do a 38 Super giveaway. Well, everybody that has a 38 Super should do a 38 Super giveaway. They should give them away. Get a real gun. I still never seen a 38 Super. I'm not sure if they still exist. They exist. I've owned one. I had a high polished 38 Super 1911 from Colt. The USAF military intelligence in Thailand were dumber than Hank Johnson. I doubt they're that dumb. They probably never thought, an island's going to tip over if too many people run to one side of it. It was funny. You were serious and said you would not fall off your deck, and you did. Ha, ha, ha. It's not funny. You got a weird idea what's funny. That's not funny. That's dangerous. But I didn't fall. That's, like I said, hearsay. You should make a video shooting your Korth and then your cheapest equal-sized revolver to show us that you're just a regular guy like us. Compare the two guns. I don't want to shoot it. If I was rich, I'd shoot it, but I'm not rich, and I don't want to take a chance of wearing it out and breaking it. It's to have so I can hand it down. That's my kid's inheritance. Hope they can buy a house with it or something, or put a down payment, because that's what they're getting. Caden will probably take all of it. When you hang your steel targets, throw a few washers in the backside to make the targets hang angled and the splatter goes down. I do that, but it doesn't always do it. When you shoot heavier calibers like I do, even when you're hitting them, they swing backwards and the splatter still gets the underside of because when you're shooting 44 mag and 357 mag and stuff like that regularly, the slant doesn't really do a lot. But yeah, I do the little slant. YouTube is now going to require proof of identity from all of its users, and it will block all VPNs This could cause you to lose subs. Oh, it'll cause gun channels to move. All gun channels lose lots of subs because most of the people that follow us don't want to give any information. So, yeah, that's probably not going to work. I think we got a couple more super chats over here. The wear to the bottom of your shooting range boards is caused by Were-Beavers. I don't think there's a such thing as Were-Beavers. That was Kevin Payton, by the way. I don't believe in Were-Beavers. And Mike Santrasola also paid his $2 tithe to Phil and said, request, could you do video shooting your Ruger Red Hawk Alaskan with 45 ACP and 454 at your range? Why? One will recoil heavily, the other will not. That's basically all you're going to see. And then you'll just know how I explain it. I can explain it without actually doing it. I mean, I've shot both type of guns before. So more washers, 5+ washers. I don't want them pointed all the way at the ground because then when you do that, you throw off the balance when they swing too, and it makes a mess. So yeah, just I want them pointed down a little bit, but not like at the ground. The people who leave the chat when you mention tithing to Phil are the same people who get up and leave church when the offering plate comes around. Yeah. Actually, at church, I think they just take $1 out. They think it's a take $1, leave $1. All right, that looks like that's. Oh no, wait, I haven't done emails or nothing yet, have I? Hold on. I had one come in. Who'd this come in from? God damn it! Now I've forgotten who it came in from. It was Jose Rodriguez. That's who it was. Okay, here we go. Here's, I think, the only email I got today. Let me make sure there's none came in recently. There looks like there's a couple here for the car chat afterwards, but for right now, this is the only one for this chat. Winder. Boom. I forgot to do these earlier, so here, let me do the email. This came from Juicy Rodriguez, as I like to say. Added the Holy Grail Kel-Tec P32 to my mouse gun collection. Ugh. Gross. That's all I can say is cool, gross. I do like the little sloth, though. But cool, gross. Fucked everything up. We will need to get me jack stands and a few other things. It's my son, Caden, chiming in here. All right. That looks like that's it. That's the emails. That's the super chats. That's all the live chat. We got everything. We will be moving on here. No, wait, we got one more tied to Phil over here. He says, this is Jeffrey Vaughn again. He says, Yankee, 20 years ago, I really liked the look of the STI 2011 M38 Super. I forgot it was their Grandmaster or Checkmate pistol. I think I vaguely remember that, but I just never paid a lot of attention to 38 Super. I mean, mine are in 9mm. If they were 40, I might actually like them, but they're not. I don't like them. I just don't even know why I keep them. I don't know why I haven't sold those sons of bitches. But I should. I should sell them sons of bitches. The smaller one's unshot. The carry one, I forget what it's called, but it's never even been shot. I've shot the bigger one, but I've never shot the smaller one. But that looks like that's it for us today. That's all the super chats. That's all the live chats. That's all the emails. So I want to thank everyone for coming. Remember, we'll be doing a car chat right after this, so stick around if you are interested in the automobiles. But as like I said, for now, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody for participating. I'll do the knife drawing at the end. So either if you want to know if you won the knife, you either got to stay to the end of the car chat or, watch tomorrow when I put it up. But feel free to stick around if you'd like. Otherwise, thanks everybody for everything you do, especially those that help support the channel and the programs we run. I appreciate all of it. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.